welcome back to my channel, and this is a sound off on the real blogs of Atlanta because I promised myself I wasn't gonna speak on a lot of this stuff until the show actually premiered, but who knows when that's gonna even be at this point. All this confusion with Kenya and Brit and revenge, and child, I promise I did not want to talk about this because I feel like people always say stuff and then when you watch it, it's not what it originally appeared to be. So I didn't want to say nothing, but looking at the way things are going, I don't know if that'll even show up on the episodes whenever the show comes back. So let's just get into it, okay? So like I said, we don't know what happened. We weren't there, okay? Only the people that were there know what happened. I wasn't one of them people that was there, so I don't want to say too much because I don't enjoy looking stupid, okay? I don't like looking like a fool. I will say this, okay? Since Kenya came on Real Housewives of Atlanta, she has always presented herself as the smartest person in the room, okay? She was smarter than Porsha. She was smarter than Cynthia. That's why she gave her a book to read, because she said the bitch don't read. She said that, Nene don't know how to speak proper English. Her grammar was effed up. She's smarter than everybody, okay? Nene was too dumb to realize that Bravo was tired of her shenanigans and they were phasing her out. See, Kenya was smarter than everybody in the room. So with that being the case, I expect a little bit more out of Kenya than I would some of the other women because you're smarter than everybody, right? So for Bravo to be facing several lawsuits from former housewives, okay, we got Leah McSweeney, we got Caroline Manzo, Bethany Frankel, she's suing on behalf of everybody. And then we got Brandy Glanville, all of these women suing. And all of these lawsuits have something in common. Drinking and mistreatment and bullying and sexual situations going on. I really don't understand why Kenya thought doing what she did, whatever it was, I don't know why she would think that that was a good idea. I'm confused. Whether she showed revenge or pictures or edited pictures or a picture of Brit with a sausage near her face, whatever she did, I just don't understand why Kenya, of all people, would think that that was the thing to do in this climate of what's going on right now. Maybe had she done that a few seasons ago, it wouldn't have been that big of a deal. But after everything that's happening right now, you thought that that was the smart thing to do, Kenya? I don't know. She's denied doing revenge, whatever. And see, the problem I have with this, I know many of you guys have already seen that Kandi has been riding for her girl Kenya. She's been defending her. A new video came out last night of her defending Kenya again, and it's like, I don't think Kandi is really helping your case, Kenya. I don't think she's helping you. Kandi is good at very many things, okay? She's good at a lot. But a defense attorney, she is not. That's just not your lane. Because every time you speak on the matter, it kind of contradicts what Kenya is saying in her own defense. Because Kenya said she ain't do it. And then the first time she defended her, she had Tiny sitting next to her. She said, well, if the pictures of her were already out, then how was that revenge, right? And then again, you say it again. Well, it was already out. She just needs to own it and tell her wholeness got deleted. But Kenya said she didn't do revenge porn. She said she didn't do it. So Kandi girl, I don't think you need to defend Kenya no more. I don't think that that's what you're good at doing. I think you need to just let Kenya defend herself and you be like, yeah, Kenya, whatever she say, But as far as you trying to make state, I don't think you helping. Now, Kandi also made this comment, and she said it both times, that when you do something to somebody, you cannot dictate how they respond. And that rubbed me a little wrong, okay? Not that I don't agree with that statement, but I didn't want to hear it from Kandi regarding this situation. I ain't like how it landed on me. It just, because What they're saying is, or what they're alluding to, is that Brit Edie was coming for Kenya. She was doing something to provoke Kenya, and Kenya's response was the images, whether there was a video, a picture, a Photoshop image, I don't know, whatever it was, that was what Kenya responded to her with. And Kandi says, well, you can't dictate how someone responds to you. And that's very true. But while you've been on this show, Kandi, you didn't too much like other people's response to things that you said and did to them. That's why I don't really want to hear you say that on Kenya's behalf. It's just, it don't sound too right. I mean, I just can't help but look back to last season, right? You were making jokes about She by Sheree, calling it She by Shein, and whatever else you said about Sheree. And the fashions that were on the runway were not what was on the website. Her website was crashing. You had a lot of things to say about Sheree's business. And then when Sheree responded in kind and said, going to your restaurant, she don't know if she gonna get biscuits or bullets, you ain't like that too much. You wasn't in favor of that. When she did the She by, what is it, She and News, She by Sheree News, whatever it was called, you ain't like that. When she was posting the reviews of the OLG and people's gripes with your restaurant, you didn't like that. But that was a response to you making fun of her business. So she responded by pointing out certain things that was wrong with your business. You didn't like that. You ain't like that at all. And I don't know for a fact, so don't quote me, but the people say that you made Bravo blur the images when they aired this on the reunion, and you made a threat to possibly sue. That's what they say. Now, if you ain't do that, then my apologies, but that's what they say you did, girl. So you didn't like that response. So you can't tell Brit Edie that she has to accept the response that Kenya might have given to her at her grand reopening. You don't get to tell her what she has to accept, because you never accept when somebody do you something that you don't like. And I'm all here for that. We see each other. I'm all here for that. If somebody try you and they play in your face, you deal with them the way you choose to deal with them. I'm here for that. But then you don't get to tell the next person that they can't do what you have done in the past. Also, many of people have brought up the infamous season 9. And don't come for me, because I'm not many of people, but we're going to speak on this, okay? Season 9, you and Phaedra kept going back and forth. One of the very first scenes of season 9 was Kandi, Mama Joyce, Todd, Kwame. I don't know if anybody else was there at the candy factory that day, but I remember those 4 being there for sure. And you guys were alluding to, maybe not Kandi, but your mama and Todd definitely were alluding to the fact that Phaedra should be in prison right next to Apollo because she was a part of his schemes. And she should be in jail next to him. That happened. You also put Phaedra on blast and said that she was dating other men before Apollo went into prison. Your husband called her out because she didn't pay him the remaining balance for the workout video. And when she responded to him, y'all didn't like it. When she responded to all of y'all with the whole situation, y'all didn't like that response. And I think if I was in your shoes, I too would not like that response. See, the thing with responses is that stuff always escalates, right? It started off with the workout video, okay? Phaedra didn't pay. Instead of Todd handling her off camera, he brought the matter to the show. He embarrassed her by bringing it to the show, told Peter, said it on camera. She's embarrassed. So what does she do? She takes a shot at him right back and says, oh, your allowance is dried up? The allowance that Kandi's giving you is dried up? Y'all didn't like that response. So then now it escalates. Now y'all do something. And then she did something. And then y'all did something. And then she did something. Y'all was holding Apollo's things in your garage. She didn't like that. Y'all told on yourselves the Fed came knocking at your door. You told everybody that Phaedra called the feds on y'all, when she really actually did not call the feds on y'all. Y'all spoke on it on Watch What Happens Live, and you filmed it for the show, and then the feds came knocking, and you tried to blame Phaedra. Some would say that compromises her business. She represents many criminals, It's not a good look for her to look like she be calling the feds snitching on people. But that's what happened, right? And it just kept escalating until we got to season 9, and look what happened. Now, did I think that Phaedra should have been fired? Not really, but at the same time, I didn't really care, because you know what? It didn't happen to me. It happened to Kandi, right? So if Kandi said, I'm going to go talk to HR, I'm going to talk to the networks, I'm going to do what I got to do, she needs to be reprimanded, I ain't messing with her, I'm not filming. If she filming, you did what you had to do for you. And the network, y'all all came to a resolution, right? Well, that's the same thing that's happening now, okay? I don't know what happened between Kenya and Brit Edie, but Brit Edie, she responded, she went to the network, she told them what she had to tell them, and they have reached a resolution. It really don't gotta work for nobody but Brit Edie, because it happened to Brit Edie. It didn't happen to the rest of us. The same way season 9 happened to Kandi, and Kandi did what she had to do. This happened to Brit, and she did what she had to do. I don't think it's fair for people to be like, well, who made the rules? And you just trying to pacify her and tell her, oh, well, just get over it. A lot of people do stuff that we don't like on Housewives. I don't think that that was fair for Kandi to say. Because everybody knows that, Kandi, you don't take no mess. If somebody did something to you, we gonna hear about it. You ain't letting it go. So for you to tell someone else to let it go, it was like, girl. Now, Kandi, girl. I don't think that was right. But anyways, like I said before, I wasn't there, so I really don't know what happened. And unfortunately, it's looking like we may never know what really truly happened, unless somebody does a tell-all interview. I don't know. But I still said what I said. Kenya, you being a vet, you being on the show for over 10 years, I expect you to move better than this. I expect you to know better. I expect you to do better. Maybe you could have got away with doing this 3 seasons ago. I don't understand how you thought that could fly now, when there are open, active lawsuits. I just don't know, Kenya. I just don't think that that was right. I just think that that was a poor decision on your part. And maybe the girl really, really tried you. But I still think that this wasn't it, because we really don't know. Like, people keep saying, oh, well, it was already out there. Nobody was looking for it. We didn't even know who a Brit Edie was. So nobody was looking for it. And then I have to look at Kenya again like, girl, how many steps did it take for you to actually go through with doing this? You had to go looking for it. Somebody fed you the information. You went digging in it. You did your research. You found it. You printed it. You did whatever you did. And nowhere through that process did you say, maybe I shouldn't do this. You didn't do it alone. Somebody helped you. Somebody was a part of it. Nobody said, you know what, Kenya, I don't think that this is not the route we should take. We should probably do something different. No, I know somebody had to tell you that. Or were they just gassing you and saying, yeah, girl, this gonna be good? If somebody encouraged you to do this, see, this is a lesson to all of us, right? People will give you advice that only affects you. They're giving you that advice, but guess what? If it blows up in your face, it's blowing up in your face and not theirs. Be extra careful what you do when you take advice from others. Because people could easily say, oh yeah, girl, you need to do this. And then you do it. And then it blows up in your face. And you're the only one with a singed face, singed eyelashes, your face fucked up by yourself. They gonna pretend like, oh, I didn't tell her to do it like that. I told her to do something else. They're not gonna stand there with you and be like, yeah, I'm the one who told her to do it. They're not. They're definitely not gonna do that. Be careful what kind of advice you take. All advice ain't good advice. But yeah, girl, this was a mistake. This wasn't it. Sorry to Kenya. Sorry, girl. Hopefully y'all could fix this. Like, whatever it is, like, maybe y'all could work this out. I don't know. Because to be very honest, I'm going to put myself in Brit's shoes, right? If ever it came to a point where I had to make money off of showing my body or something in that realm, just know that that's not anyone's first option, right? You got to really be going through something. You be probably trying to escape something, trying to escape poverty. Usually you're doing this out of some type of desperate need. to pull yourself out of that space and to be successful doing other things, and then to have that thrown in your face later on when you're no longer in that mindset, yeah, that's messed up. It's not cool. It's just not. Like, sorry to that girl. I don't know what you did to Kenya first, cause maybe you really tried it. I don't know, but I don't know. I'm tired of talking about it if we're not going to know what happens. Like, I really hope that at least we get to know something. Like, I hope when the season drops that we get some type of conclusion. Like, you tell us, yeah, this is what happened, that what happened, but what, I don't know. I hope that it eventually gets straightened out. I hope we get to see something in the upcoming season, because, child, this I don't know. But anyways, let's talk about Miss Porsha and her divorce. Child, that deserves its own spinoff. Because I promise you, every time I get on social media, it's another story about a shenanigan that Simon is involved in. The latest one, I was on All True Tea. Okay, you know, she keeps me informed. I love her. I was on Instagram and I went to All True Tea's page and I was like, what is this? So apparently they had some type of situation in the court. I don't know if it was a deposition. I don't really know how divorces work, okay? I've had my own fair of time with the courts and lawyers, but as far as divorces, I ain't up on that. I don't know how that goes. So they had some type of something. And apparently Simon wanted Porsha to answer certain questions under oath. They were like, hey, did you marry him for his money? Were you ever really in love with him? He was paying you a certain allowance monthly. What was that understanding about? What was this about? Did you ever cheat? Who was this man? Who was that man? And then they said something about Nevadius Damon Cash. Now, I thought Future's last name was like Wilburn or something like that. So I don't know. But apparently, Porsha must have had something going on with Future. Or at least Simon thinks that Porsha has something going on with Future. And honestly, all this is to publicly shame Porsha for being a gold digger. But I don't know if Simon... I don't know, Simon. You really think that the world didn't already know that Porsha was digging gold? I don't really know what any of this is supposed to do. Porsha's not ashamed. Only the delusional people really truly thought that y'all were in love. Nobody thought that y'all were in love. Nobody thought Porsha was in love with you, okay? Sir, you cannot tell me that you wake up in the morning, you look yourself in the mirror, and you really thought that Porsha was not marrying you for your money and the things that you had. You really thought she was in love? After she beat up production with the boom mic, you really thought Porsha was in love with you. After you saw how she cut up in Mexico on Porsha Family Matter, she beat up production with a boom mic. She was throwing dinner plates at Dennis's head. She acted like a crazy person, a wild banshee. Because Dennis brought a date to the trip, even though she never laid eyes on this lady. She cut the fool. Porsha was unhinged, violently unhinged. You thought this was someone who was over Dennis? You really thought that? There's no way. Okay, we're not even going to go down that road. There's no way you thought that Porsha was still, you cannot. You couldn't believe that. When I watched Porsha's Family Matters, what it looked like to me, she was hoping that Dennis would have fought for her. She was thinking, like, okay, Dennis is going to fight for me. He's going to see that this rich ass man is trying to forget me. He's going to do what's right. And it didn't happen. And when he brought that date around, it was like, he don't really care about me. He don't care nothing about me. He's over me. That's why that lady got so crazy that day. That's why she acted a fool. She acted a fool because she was never over Dennis. She loved that man and he loved her too. He just a fool too because he liked to cheat. You cheat too. Y'all all the same. But you really thought Porsha was in love with you. You crazy. The way that Porsha acted on that trip to Mexico, the way that she would not let go of his robe, girl, she wouldn't let go of his bathrobe and his furs. She was holding on to his belongings. You thought that was a woman that was over Dennis? You crazy as hell. trying to shame her in the courts by saying that she was cheating on you, that she wasn't over Dennis, that she was talking to somebody else. Baby, who was surprised? Who was surprised? You not even surprised, okay? You knew that. You sat, you had a front row seat to see all of this, like all the red flags was slapping you in the face while you was in Mexico, and you just didn't care. I don't know. But Simon, you keep your ear to the street. You know what's up. There was nobody that believed that this union was real. Porsha wanted a fabulous, over-the-top wedding. Dennis wouldn't give it to her. She came to you, and you gave it to her. But you really thought she was in love? I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. This is about to be interesting. I don't know. And from what the bloggers are saying, I don't know if any of this will be covered on the show. I don't know if we'll see any of this because he keeps filing motions to block her. No filming in the house, no filming in the cars that he bought her, no this, no that, no that. I don't know. I really, truly don't know. But, child, I guess. I just feel like everything that they filmed so far needs to be included. It all needs to be up in there. And if you're not going to show the actual incident of what happened with Kenya and Brit, I think we need a little black screen with a message that says what happened. Describe what the hell happened, because damn it, we need answers, okay? We need answers. What exactly went down? As far as Porsha, I mean, do we really need to see her stuff in the show? Probably not, because it's playing out in front of us. Like, we're seeing everything. I do kind of want to know what made her leave. Like, was it... I don't know. I'm kind of curious to know what made her leave. Because you stayed with him this whole time. What was the straw that made you say, okay, yeah, I'm done. Enough of this? Well, I guess I got my answer because Porsha posted in her Instagram stories something about ED. And baby, when I tell you I cackled because it's what he deserves. He has been relentlessly provoking her. And when he mentioned her mama, she should have been wore him out. Okay, the gloves come off when you talk about somebody's mama. And he got what he got. Normally, I don't condone this, but this time I'll allow it. He should have left that lady alone. He should have left her alone a long time ago. So I guess you wanted to go back to your man? Because I know you never gave up on Dennis. Dennis is so fucking messy and I love it. At some point in all of this shenanigans, I think Dennis made a post where he said, Porsha, come on back home now. Come on. And Porsha, you know you want to go back home. She really loved that hot dog king. If y'all never saw the family brawl on Porsha's Family Matters, you need to go back and watch it. Because don't nobody act like... When she was laying back and Simon was holding her and she was crying, she was upset about Dennis and her relationship with Dennis being over. That girl coming on the trip was the official, like, it's a wrap, it's not going to happen. I really think that Porsha wanted Dennis to fight for her. And be like, you're not marrying him. I'm the one that loves you. She wanted him to, like, she wanted a grand over-the-top gesture. She wanted him to win her back. She didn't want to never marry no damn Simon. Now, she wanted that wedding. Yeah, she wanted that big, lavish wedding. And Dennis was like, I'm not doing that. We're not having no huge wedding for a whole bunch of people to be there that don't even fuck with us. Child, this is a hot-ass mess. A sham and a shenanigan. But I told y'all that. I told y'all that ever since that picture dropped from Mother's Day where Dennis was standing there smiling and Porsha had her hand on Simon's stomach. I knew this was a sham and shenanigan. All 5 of these people are all characters. Jalen, Fallon, Porsha, Simon, Dennis, all of y'all. Ain't nobody innocent but the babies. But anyways, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.